Thank you so much, Governor Ferguson, for bringing us together today and ensuring that we are all coordinated and ready for what may come our way. It's been 143 days since Donald Trump took office, and as of last night, we have a new war abroad and an increasingly authoritarian government in Washington, D.C. that has launched mass deportations, snatching and disappearing people off the streets without due process, and ICE raids that have swept up thousands of immigrants of all legal statuses across the country, including in California and here at home. This is psychological terror that's being inflicted on our families and our communities, and a suppression of any dissent that is a terrifying descent into the beginnings of authoritarianism. We in Congress appropriate funds for the Department of Homeland Security. We have statutory oversight authority and responsibility for what the federal government does, including ICE. And yet the Trump administration has already indicted one of my colleagues, Representative LaMonica McIver, simply for doing her job and conducting an inspection of an ICE facility. And then yesterday, an absolutely horrifying scene for all of us across the Capitol and across the country in Los Angeles, when Senator Alex Padilla, the top Democrat on the Immigration Subcommittee in the Senate, my counterpart, was assaulted, forced to the ground, and handcuffed, a U.S. senator, just as he was asking a question of Secretary Noem. As a very proud naturalized citizen myself, and as the top Democrat on the House Immigration Subcommittee, I deeply understand why people are terrified and furious, both about what is happening right now. And I believe we must continue to stand together and to push back peacefully. This right to peaceful protest is fundamental to American democracy, and it's actually how many of the great battles for justice in our country have been fought and won over history. And I'm proud to live in a state with these elected leaders where that right is respected and where we have shown time and time again that we know how to nonviolently, peacefully protest, placing our hands on that moral arc of the universe and pushing it more quickly towards justice. I'm proud myself, both prior to Congress as well as in Congress, with the late great civil rights hero, Representative John Lewis, to have been engaged in those nonviolent civil disobedience protests. From our history and from around the world, what we know is that nonviolent resistance is actually twice as likely to succeed and in achieving its goals and to be sustained over time. So, as the Trump administration tries its intimidation tactics on us, I urge people to continue your peaceful protests and build our movement of peaceful nonviolent resistance. Let us be smart. The Trump administration is going to continue escalating, going to continue to deploy the military against our own citizens as they did in California. They want us to be afraid and to not come out. They want us to provoke violence. They want a confrontation. They want sensational scenes on television, even if it's just AI created. They want the American people to be afraid so that we don't notice that they're stealing our health care and dramatically increasing the funding for an already out of control Department of Homeland Security. They want outside agitators and perhaps planted provocateurs to come in and incite us to their kind of violence. We cannot fall into that trap. Our governor, our mayor, our elected officials are organized. All of us are coordinating. We are ready to protect any peaceful protesters and to make sure that violence is not part of our streets. Let's not let them win. Let's meet their hate and their violence with our peace. Let's make sure that the American public sees clearly who they are and what they're doing. While they are promoting an authoritarian, militarized state, let's show them what peaceful protest, justice, and democracy really look like.